Anyone looking for more shows?
I had a minute.
Help consultants reach the goal to recruit and promote up. And then lastly, to help develop directors and have them have a stronger personal business. So welcome, Amy.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. It's so good to be here. Thank you so much, Donna, for inviting me and Nancy Joe to come. And welcome to Tennessee, my home state. So good to have all of you here. And as I've been walking among you since last night, just seeing all the faces, so many of you I've had the opportunity to meet in my travels across the country. This room holds incredible women. Let's just give ourselves a hand. You guys are amazing. You're just amazing women. And one man, and one incredible man. John, we have another. Who else is here besides John? Oh, my husband is here. I was thinking of consultants, though. Of course, my husband is incredible. But yes, John, I was so impressed with you last night. Just a real man with a huge heart, right? But yeah, just an incredible group, and again, I feel honored to be here. So I'm curious, let me ask upper level directors first. Do we have any upper level directors in the room? And you say, I would like to develop more directors. Anybody in that situation? Oh, we've got a few in here. Okay. How about directors? You say, I would love to develop my first director and become an upper level. Oh, good. Okay, I was getting a little concerned if I was going to be talking about the right thing today, but I am on topic. Okay, good. How about directors? Well, no, let me go back to upper levels. Do we have any upper level directors that you have directors on your team that want to be paid at their titles every month and be green every month, but they're not there yet? They want to be stronger. Raise your hand. I want to see the numbers. Okay, so we have some directors that want to be even stronger. Okay. Does anyone have a new consultant on their team that is excited right now? They're so excited about their business. So that's most of the room. Anybody have a consultant on their team that says right now, I want more than what I'm getting right now for my Pampered Chef business? So you already know people in these different situations. So what I am about to talk to you about is going to help you not only help those people, but to help you find even more people that want more from their business. The Grow With Us system, and hopefully all of you have the handouts on your table, so let me take a minute to evaluate that. Everybody should have the red Grow With Us book, and if you don't, raise your hand. Okay, we did handouts this morning, and I don't know who would maybe have had my leftovers.
Right down there.
Okay, we've got some leftovers down here. And Becky, they probably need the handouts as well. So and then you would have had this packet. Thank you, Reagan. You would have had a packet that looks like this as well. So keep your hand raised if for some reason you don't have a Grow With Us booklet, one for everyone, and then this handout that says Grow With Us on the front. Okay, just giving it a few more seconds for everybody to get it. All right, I'm going to go ahead and keep talking. If you can hear me, say shh. Beautiful. All right, when we introduced the Grow With Us booklet, there unfortunately was a misconception. And I've evaluated this over the last year. And in my evaluation, what I have found is that when you first were introduced to this book, you thought it was about a discussion that you had with your consultant to find out what more they wanted in their business and to introduce them to the next level. And then that was it. And then we put the red booklet away and we say, well, I had my discussion and yes, she wants more. So exciting. She wants more for her business. I've got people that want more. Go get more. Just go get it. You can do it. No, Everybody in this room did that, right? You took it another step. So I am going to do a quick review on what you probably already know and what you're probably already doing, and spend most of my time today talking about the third step in the Grow With Us system. All right, so let's do a quick review of the 3 steps. And before I go through this, I'm just going to go on record as saying that I am proposing a 3-step system that may be different than what you've done before. It may not be the way you have developed your current directors. It may be new. It may be change. Anybody open to change? If it gets results, right? And I'm hoping that at the end of my segment, I allow enough time to let a few people share that have implemented this 3-step system, that have gotten results, because I know we've got a few in the room with us today that can say it works, and allow for questions. Maybe you have concerns or questions, and we'll allow for that too. So be open to change, and don't be quick to put this system into the category of developing directors. This system is about strengthening current directors, developing new directors, and helping consultants get whatever it is that they say that they want. When your personal team is getting what they want, your override, 3% or 4%, depending on what you're making on your personal team, that goes up when every consultant on your personal team is getting exactly what they want. Whether it's 2 shows, 1 show a week, they may not want to be a director. They may not be willing to work at that level. And guess what? Let's just call it what it is. We want directors that want to be directors and are willing to work. Is that correct? Because it's so much easier to work with people that are going to be willing to work. So let's help them get what they want. And I'll just throw this out here. For those of you that are already advanced directors or above, I want you to know that I'm calling the new leadership bonus that was just announced the Grow With Us bonus. Because all it is the company paying you $500 to teach your first generation directors what I'm getting ready to teach you today. They're going to pay you $500 to teach a system that's going to take 45 minutes. Not a bad bonus, right? Teach 1 director this system. They implement it, they promote, you get $500. You'll take it? Will you take it? Yeah. All right. Works. All right. By the way, this training can be found on Consultants Corner. So if you are an auditory is the word, auditory learner, you get to sit back, listen, and soak it in. Okay? You don't even have to take notes. Isn't that nice? Okay? If you're a visual learner, they're going to throw a few PowerPoints up there just for my visual learners that will feel better, and you've got a handout. And then if you're kinesthetic, and if at any point you're a kinesthetic learner and you need to get up and walk around the room, I might pick up an object every now and then just for my kinesthetic learners. If y'all don't know what that means, it's okay. My son's a kinesthetic learner, so my heart always goes out to those learners because they're it's harder to connect with them. All right, so am I going to help everybody today? I hope. All right. Real quick, write down where on Consultants Corner you can find this. Consultants Corner, the Promoting and Building Your Business tab. Promoting and Building Your Business. And then scroll down to the last button, and it says Recruiting Resources. Mm-hmm. This will all change in a few weeks. Can I get a hallelujah? All I know is you'll be able to put it in the search function and actually be able to find it. Sorry, I just had a little moment there. Okay, so as of today, that's where you find it. And what it is it is an audio of me training this system. It's a 90-minute call that I did with executive directors and above. They divided the call into 4 chapters. So it's really nice because you can just do it chapter by chapter. It's an audio, and they provide the transcript for you. Okay, so again, if you want to teach it, you've got the transcript, and the handouts that you're provided with today are in the link right above the audios. Isn't that great?
Yes.
All right. Here we go. This system is 3 steps. Step 1 is an invite and assess. We're inviting people to get more from their business. Right next to the step 1, write tools. These are the tools that you use in step 1. You use the self-assessment form. I'm going to point those to you in a second. The self-assessment form, the Grow With Us booklet, the career path worksheet, and monthly tracker. Now, literally, these are all the handouts that you have today. So let's take a quick look at your handout packet. Turn to page 2, and you'll see a self-assessment form. Does that look familiar? Yeah. Good. So I don't need to go through that. You know what the self-assessment form is. Go to the next page. Is that your career path worksheet? Okay, I just want you to have a visual so that as I'm talking about the handouts, you know what they look like. And then the last page the next page is your monthly tracker. Does that look familiar? Yes. Please say yes. It just makes me feel better. Okay. And then the last page may be a new page for some of you, maybe a new tracker, and I'll introduce that at the end of our session, and that is a leader tracker. Okay. So your first tools that you're going to reference in step 1 are the self-assessment form, the red Grow With Us booklet, the worksheet, and tracker. Here's what the invitation sounds like, step 1. Bobby Lynn, will you go with me?
Absolutely.
Okay. I'm calling Bobby Lynn. She's on my team. Doesn't even matter what the scenario is. She could have signed yesterday. She could have been in my business 5 years. But I invite 6 people every month in my business to get more. So I've got to find my 6. I've got to call 6. Bobby Lynn's on the list. Haven't called Bobby Lynn to ask her if she wants more from her business. Hi, Bobby Lynn. This is Amy.
Hi, Amy.
How are you?
Awesome.
Good. Well, I'm just calling today, Bobby Lynn, just to see how you're doing. You having a good day?
Yeah, I am.
Good. Well, you've been on my mind. So I wanted to call and just see if you're happy with your Pampered Chef business and see if you're interested in getting anything more from your business.
Well, I love what I do, so of course I'm happy with it, but I would like a little bit more.
Okay, very good. Well, you know what? I'd love to talk to you about that. So can we set up some time, maybe about 30 to 45 minutes, just to talk about what it is that you want more of, and I can just tell you some of the things that Pampered Chef is offering right now. Would you like to set up a time?
Sure.
Great. Would you like to talk on the phone or talk in person?
I'd love to meet you in person.
Okay, well then coffee is on me. Let's meet at Starbucks, so we look at our calendars and we set up a time. Any questions on that invitation? Does that sound easy enough? Okay, and Darla, thank you for handing out the Calling All Leaders script, because you'll notice on the Calling All Leaders script, it lists 4 or 5 different things. You can point out specific things. If there are specific things about Bobby Lynn that I can say, Bobby Lynn, I've seen this in you, or I've noticed this about you, certainly incorporate that in. Or there's just different great word choices. So you can reference that script if you'd like. I did this quick demo so you can hear how easy it is. Can everybody just say, that was easy? That was easy. All right. We don't have those. And why did I pick 6? 6 people to invite each month to get more. Okay, there's really no right answer. It's a trick question. I picked 6 because I'm an upper level director and I have a large personal team and a large organization. So I'm going to easily be able to find 6. Now, if you're a new director and you have 10 on your team, is it going to be a little more challenge to find 6 new people every single month? Yes. So you decide your number. And as your team grows, that number grows. But decide the number that you want to invite. And I'm going to present a formula to you in terms of how many people, if you invite a certain amount of people each month to get more from their business, how many directors that's going to lead you to develop in a year. Are you guys excited to hear that? Yes. Okay, I'll tell you that in a minute. Step 2. First step was invite and assess. Step 2 is your career path discussion. The actual discussion I'm going to have with Bobby Lynn to help her find more and get more. Oh, you know what? Back up. I left out a very important part, because I referenced all those tools I was going to use. the end of that conversation with Bobby Lynn, I left out really an important part. Before I hung up with her, we set the appointment, and then the last thing you say on that call is I will be sending you an email. It will have all of the documents that we're going to use for our conversation, but there's only one that I need you to look at right away, and that is a self-assessment form. And it's just a little bit of allowing you to look in the mirror and evaluate your skills with the Pampered Chef. Would you fill that out and send it back to me? Again, that's a downloadable under Consultant's Corner in that path that I sent to you. Okay, and you know what? They made it electronic for us, so she can actually type in her, say, woohoo, the training department. So she can actually type in her numbers on that assessment form and email it right back to you. Okay, because you want to have that assessment on hand at the career path discussion. All right, so those other forms, and when you see it online, again, that one link, when you send the consultant that one link, her worksheet, her self-assessment, and her tracker are all in one link. So she will reference all three of those pages during her discussion, so it's all right there. Okay, now we're on to the career path discussion. I'm meeting Bobby Lynn, and we're going to go through this section fairly quickly, but go ahead and look at, I'm going to make sure I'm telling you the right pages. There's no page numbers, but it's page 4. Do you see where it says career path discussion? At the top?
Yes.
Okay. This is your script when you're sitting there or live with them or you're on the phone. We are making it easy for you to sit down with someone and explore getting more from their business. It's all right here. And we want you to use the script because we want your job to look duplicatable. Is Bobby Lynn more likely to want my job if she sees that I'm just simply reading right from here and that my job doesn't look hard? I didn't have to memorize this. So step 1 in this discussion with Bobby Lynn is recognizing her successes. So maybe ahead of time I've already written those in, okay, in my notes. And then point out qualities and strengths that I've observed in her. Share my belief in her to be a successful leader. And then we give you even the segue statement to step 2. So everybody read aloud with me the segue statement under step 1 that's in italics.
Let's take a look at what that can mean for you.
Beautiful. Then we're in step 2. You don't have to announce step 2 to her, though. You just know in your head, we're in step 2. Okay, we're going to discuss the consultant's dreams and goals. This is the most important part, in my opinion. Well, all steps are important. This is just so important. The why. Finding out why is Bobby Lynn doing this business and how could it impact her personally and her family. And we give you the questions to ask right there. And my goal when I'm helping somebody develop their why is tears. You know that you've done your job. You've done well with helping them develop their why when there's tears. And it's just true because when we tap into their heart tug, we've tapped into the place where we can help them move to a place of wanting to make changes, take action, right? So we've got your good questions right here. It's all right here. All right, assure the consultant that you'll work closely with them. Ask the consultant to write their why on their career path worksheet. Okay, remember they have their own career path worksheet, so they can write. There's a place to write it in. So now let's all read together our segue question to step 3. Leadership.
The best way to achieve your dreams and goals. When you build a team, you help others fulfill their potential. You're rewarded with increased income and exclusive privileges and awards. Let's set your next career goals.
All right. Raise your hand if you've used this guide already and you've held a career path discussion. I'm curious. Real high. Okay, that is about 30 people in this room. So this is exciting. This is very exciting. Okay, step 3, it's time to set career goals. So Bobby Lynn, you're at the senior consultant level now. Did you realize that at the blank level, what the team leader level, the director level, if you want to just introduce her to the next level, we even show you the pages, the picture of the pages. I mean, really, could we handhold you anymore? We tell you the pages to go to in the booklet and the questions to ask. Then, which of the rewards excites you most? Go through that with them. They may not be aware of the increased override at team leader. They may not be aware of the perks at directorship. So walk through that next level with them. Now, the question, I'm going to be just really blunt and honest with you because I have to be. I don't care for the next question. When would you like to promote? I don't personally wouldn't ask that question at that point. So if you want to put a little pencil mark through there, that's fine. I'm sorry. I personally think this is the time where we're still developing what she wants. This is not the time to be making that decision. So we'll get there, but this is not the time. We're still presenting the opportunities and the benefits. So what's our segue statement there before step 4?
I'm excited that you'll be taking the next step in your career. Let's make a plan to get you there.
All right. I don't want somebody telling me they want directorship before they know what it takes. Am I being really clear about that? And it's in this 4th step where we present what it takes. And after we present the numbers and what it takes, then a person can then make the decision, is that what they want to do, and are they willing to commit to that? All right, so make a plan. Our tool is the worksheet. I want you to take a quick look at the worksheet, okay? So I guess it would have been 2 pages before it. Your script walks you all the way through filling this worksheet out. So can we just do a quick run through of this? She's filled in her why, okay? Again, skip the promotion dates because that's the last thing we fill in. And we go down to her monthly business goals. Ask her, how much money would you like to earn if you knew that $100 represented one cooking show? And find out, fill in that monthly earnings based on the number of shows she's willing to do. That is going to be your next fill in under shows booked. That's going to naturally tell you how many shows that she, is willing to do. So there's the booked and the held. You guys know how that works, right? 20% more than what they want to submit. Fill that in. Now, does this formula look familiar to anyone? Mm-hmm. Please say yes. Yes. Okay. Because I really did not allot time to teach the 90-day formula to director. But we do have suggested numbers out to the side so that if the person that you're talking to says, I want to submit 6 shows in a month or I want to submit 8 shows in a month, we've got our suggested numbers right out here and we let them know that this is how the numbers break down. So you fill in the numbers based on what they're willing to do. And again, it may not be directorship. They may say, I want to do 1 show a week. And we can figure out their numbers based on that. A person that's willing to do 1 show a week, what does the numbers, I'm looking for those people, if you've held this discussion, you know the answer to this question. A person that's willing to do 1 show a week, how many recruits a month are they recruiting? 0.5. They're recruiting 1 per month. They're in front of 40 people. And then remember our formula breaks it down, a third, a third, a third. A third of the people they're in front of should be taking home information on the business. A third of them should be interviewing, and a third of them sign. That's 1. So you just take what the number of people they're going to be in front of, a third, a third, a third, and that's it. And that gives them the number of recruits. It's when we have their number of recruits that we can set promotion goals, right? If they say if they're going to shoot for 1 recruit a month, then they're going to be a senior consultant next month, or a team leader next month, or a director in 90 days. I'm getting nodding heads, so I see that's connecting, but I'm going to take a quick minute here to allow for questions. And for the sake of time, I'm going to let you ask where you're at if you promise to talk really loud. So look, do I have any questions on helping somebody explore their numbers and how many shows they're going to do, how many people they're going to be in front of? Any questions? Yes?
I have one, Amy. When you make the invitation, do you do it just to the 20% that we're supposed to be working with, or do you include...
Good question. She said, when I'm making the invitation, do I do it to just the 20%? I loved Marna's analogy this morning, and she's so right. There is a 20% and your 80%. And you start with your 20. You start with your 20, but will you be working into your 80%? Eventually, if you have a set number per month that you want to be inviting to get more, yes. And do you believe that it's possible that people that are currently in your 80% will move into your 20% because you called and invited them? And it was a good time, and it was a right time. There was a life change. Has anybody ever been in that situation? You say, I'm sitting here today because somebody called me, and it was the right time. Something changed in my life. Raise some hands. You were that person. I'm seeing nodding heads. So, okay. So great question. We want to invite everyone. We want to invite everyone. But like Marna said, you start at the bottom of the tracker because those are your newer people, and you work up. Okay? New people are excited. Or your team leaders. Very top, very bottom. Okay? Any other questions on anything I've covered so far? Oh, good. You're just soaking it in. Okay, so we have hit the whole thing. And by the way, the bottom of the worksheet is really just to be a visual for them to just fill in their team as they build their team. Step 3. We've had the career path discussion, and we move into the support and track. And this is the step where we've dropped the ball in the past. Okay? It's where we have dropped the ball. And I am on this mission to see everyone become very consistent with this step. Because consistency is the key. Supporting and tracking them after we've had the discussion. So I am going to role play this part of the conversation when we are finishing the career path discussion. How we introduce the support and track phase of the system is what is so critical. Because again, in a lot of conversations that I've had with people, they're saying, yes, I had a career path discussion with her. And then my next question is, so what is your support plan? What plan did you agree to with them? Well, I'm going to call her every now and then, and she said she was going to go get her some shows. We know what that means. Okay. So, this is an effective career path discussion at the end. Because what happens at the end of the career path discussion decides whether the support and track phase is even going to happen. All right? So I'm going to go to Reagan. Are you okay with playing with me? All right, here we go. So we're at the end of the career path discussion, and Reagan has told me she does want to submit 6 shows every month, and that she does need the income at the director level. She's given me a great heart tug reason why she needs this income. And so I have said, my full-time job, Reagan, is your success. That's it. It's all about you. Whatever I can do to help you. Are you crying? Don't make me cry. She's cheering up. Okay. I really am not your director. Just want to make sure you knew that. What? No, I know, Reagan, we have a little bond. Okay. Where was I? Your full-time job, my full-time job is your success. And so I want to partner with you to help you get this. Now, in looking at your calendar, I see that you have 2 shows for March. So how many shows away are we, Reagan, from having this? we're going to book 8 so that we can submit 6. So we have 2 right now. How far away are we? We're 6 shows away. That's right. Now, I believe in you, and I believe that you can do this, Reagan. Do you believe that you can do this?
Yes.
Yes. Great. So here's a plan I'm proposing, and you let me know if you agree to this. I am going to propose that if we want to get on this track for March, because it's so early in March, that you could do this. And if I help you develop a list of 40 people that you could contact, and I help you with the words you're going to say to get 6 yeses for March, are you willing to take a 48-hour challenge and text me every yes you get and every no you get for the next 48 hours? Yes, you're willing to take the challenge. Okay, I believe you can do it, Reagan. I'm just so excited for you.
I believe in myself because you believe.
You believe, okay, good. I've said that before. I've said, would you like to borrow my belief until you have your own? Yeah, that works, because if somebody says, I don't know if I believe in myself, I say, would you like to borrow mine until you have yours? Okay. That was free.
Here's some tissues.
Okay, so here we go. And then so I'll fast forward. I help her develop the list of 40, which is on page 23 of our new consultant guide. So if you don't know where that little activity is, go to there, and that'll help them develop their list of 40. And then I'm just going to help her with simple word choices. I'm so excited about my paper check business. I've set new goals, and I have been given a challenge by my friend Amy, who's helping me in the business. And I'm hoping that you will be one of my yeses. And then I tell Reagan, you're going to get no's. And out of a list of 40, a lot of them. Please know when you text me with a no, I will celebrate just as much, if not more, than your yeses, because we have to have no's. Okay? So we set up our date and our time. That's our 48-hour cutoff. Create some urgency. All right? We're never, ever again going to tell a consultant, just go out there and get some shows and call me when you've got them. It doesn't work. We have all proven this. Okay, so this is a really fun challenge. So we're going to celebrate whatever Reagan has in 48 hours, but is it going to be more than what she would have gotten had she been sent out on her own? Yeah, she's got who to call, she's got what to say, and I've told her I believe in her. We've got a why, we've got a reason. I continue to remind her of that, why she's going to do this. And then, Reagan, what's so exciting is after we have 1 full month booked, I am willing to talk to you for 10 to 15 minutes after each of those shows. I call those support calls, because I feel it's important that you feel supported during this time where you have these goals and you've told me that this is what you really need for your family. So I'm going to call you and we're going to talk 10 to 15 minutes. Now, is that something that you're willing to partner with me?
Yes.
Yeah, 10 to 15 minutes after each show.
Yes.
Okay, fabulous. In those calls, we're going to go through this tracker. And everybody look at the monthly tracker now. We're going to have this tracker in front of us. I'm going to have one for you, Reagan, and you're going to have one. I will complete it as you're completing it. I will verify your host name and her information, and then we will go through and fill in each column together. I'm going to ask you how many people were at your show. And our goal number is what? Because we've just gone through the numbers on her worksheet. So she already knows her goal numbers because we just worked them. And Reagan, what is your goal number for attendance at your show?
15.
15 is your bullseye, but 10 is your outer ring. So we are going to be celebrating if 10 people are there. So I'll ask you how many were at your show. And then I'm going to ask you how many took home information. And as you can see right on your tracker, our goal number is 3 per show. And then I'm going to ask you who scheduled an interview. And our goal number is 1 interview per show. And you'll give me that lead's name and number at the time. We call them together. Reagan, we're in this together. Okay? And then, of course, this is where we track people as they sign. And that last column is so critical, Reagan. Never again are you going to look at an empty month, empty dates on your calendar ever again. because I'm going to partner with you to never hit send in Pampered Partner or the new web without 2 bookings attached to each show. So our goal is to certainly get them at the show, and we will talk about how we can partner with our host, and your host can actually be your booking agent. If that doesn't happen for some reason, we will be doing customer care calls. I will be holding you accountable to never submitting a show again without 2 confirmed cooking shows attached to it. That is not only going to replace that show, but it's going to grow your business, and you are going to be so excited to always be overbooked. Reagan, isn't this so exciting? Yeah, I know, it's all over your face. All right, so when we do this each and every show, obviously April is going to be great and overbooked, and May is going to be great and overbooked. And the goal is to see these numbers filled in and growing. So now, Reagan, if you tell me 2 shows in a row that you had 5 in attendance, what skill are we going to need to look at? Host coaching, correct. Yay! Yay! Your favorite skill to work on. All right, so then we'll work on host coaching, and I'll be able to tell you some training resources. But our calls are only 10 to 15 minutes. That will not be when I give you host coaching training. I will be directing you to other training opportunities to get your host coaching training, okay? All right. Any questions on that conversation? Do you hear how we clearly laid out the plan? I will not hang up the phone from Reagan or walk away from that career path discussion without a date and a time confirmed for her next show. So Reagan, you told me your next show is March the 15th. We will talk on March the 16th for 10 to 15 minutes. At the end of that support call, after we have completed the tracker and I've directed her to a training resource, then I will say to her, when is your next show? And that's the only date that goes on my calendar. Are y'all understanding that? So that's the only tracking that's involved with this, is the very next show. And then I confirm the next show date. And the goal is to see the show attendance go up, the consistency happen, and here's the dream call. And I did this in the field, by the way. This is how I developed directors. And I'm so thankful that when I came into the training department, they were like, well, let's put it in an official system. But this was the dream call. After you do this, usually after 30 days with the consultant, 6 to 8 shows, this is how the call happens. Hi, Amy, I'm so excited to be talking to you. Okay, are you ready? You got your pen? Okay, I had 8 people at my show. She thought she was going to have 12, but there were only 8 there. And I really thought I was going to pull off 10, but we only had 8. Okay, so, but of the 8, 3 people took home, so I'm so excited. 3 people took home information. Okay, got your pen ready? Because I've got an interview that she wants to talk to you tomorrow. Okay, so we've got our one interview, and her name is, and her number is, and she's so excited. Okay, and I'll be on that call with you. And I got 1 booking, but here's how I'm going to get my second one. Yeah. It's a dream. It's a dream. And you hang up and you go and you hear the angels sing. And you're like all the blood, sweat, and tears and consistency. It works. This does not work if you don't show up. Did you hear the passion and the commitment that I've put into Reagan? If I didn't show up, what would that say to her? So I'm going to speak bluntly right now. The 80-20 rule is true for this room. 20% of you are going to show up. 80% of you are saying it sounds great, and I'll show up sometimes. And you won't develop as many directors as the 20% will. Will you develop some? Yeah, but in about half the time. Those that show up after every call, 10 to 15 minutes, they will develop 3 directors this year. So here's your numbers. Which part? Because I've been talking for like 45 minutes. Those that show up for the 10 to 15 minute call are going to develop 3 directors this year. Here's the numbers. Invite 6 people every single month to get more from their business. That will lead you to 2 career path discussions, because statistically 4 will tell you, no, I don't want more, no, I'm fine with where my business is. It's sort of like going for no in leadership. So you're just going to go for 4 people to say, no, I'm fine with where my business is, but we're looking for just 2 of the 6. And I feel confident with saying this to upper level directors, okay? Or if you are a director with a large personal team, 6 is not going to be a problem for you, and those 6 can be anywhere in your organization. But start with your personal team. Don't start working down until you have really impacted your personal team to develop first generation directors. So those 6 invitations are going to lead you to 2 career path discussions. That's 24 career path discussions in a year. Of the 24 career path discussions that you hold, statistically 3 will promote to director. Now what about the other 21 that I sat down with and explored more? Did I waste my time with them? No. What happened? Give me scenarios. What happened to those other 21? They're doing more shows. I talked to them after their shows, so they may have begun recruiting.
More confidence.
Are you making more money because those 21 people got more from their business? Yeah, and they're making more money?
And you know where to focus more of your time.
Right. That's it. You've identified your 20%. Those 21 people are your 20%. Those are the people you're doing support calls with. Everyone else, like Marna said this morning, they get emails from you. They get a monthly meeting. They get invited to team conference calls. Beautiful. All right, that's what your leader tracker is, the very last page. So everybody go to the last page of their handout. Now this is not an official home office document. Everyone say, this is not an official home office document. Do not email me and say, I can't find it on Consultant's Corner. I don't even think I'll respond. And I respond to every email within a half hour. That's always my goal. All right, it's not. I made it up because I'm visual. I needed to see the tracker. Now, will it become official? I think it will. I'm kind of actually just letting a few people like yourselves test drive it and prove that if you track these numbers, it works. So you can, if you're a new director and your number is 1 or your number is 2, I'm going to invite 2 people every single month to get more of their business, then fill it out. Love Carpenter sent me this document back and she said 6 isn't enough for me. I'm inviting 10 people every month. Sorry, love, I'm sharing your goal with everybody in this room. It's okay. I know you look at it as, well, that just holds my feet to the fire. So you make it whatever it is that you want. And I'm fine if Nancy Jo wants to put this document in her website, so it's just a Word document, and then that way you can just make it whatever. The numbers can be fluctuated however you want as your organization grows. So you've got a space there for the people you're going to invite in step 1. And then step 2, who had a career path discussion every single month. And I'll tell you, I coach executive directors and above, and those coaching with me right now, they know that pretty much now that this system has been introduced, all their calls are who are your 6 people that you've invited? What 2 people, who have you had a career path discussion with? Because I believe that your success is all around this. This makes you focus on the right people and working with the right people. And then step 3 is your support and track step. Now this is a monthly. You'll print this page monthly. This will change monthly. And look how I divided it up into 3 buckets. These are the people that you're calling after their shows for 10 to 15 minutes. New consultants, current consultants that you've had a career path discussion that want to have more, and then directors that are on your team that also want more. Anybody have directors that they don't attach bookings to every show? They aren't recruiting every month. Those are the directors that need support calls after every show. Go to your directors, and I know we have some upper level directors, and your directors are in the room, so you're hearing me say this. But you need to go to those directors and say, I'd like to sit down and have a career path discussion with you. Let's reestablish your why. Okay? let's look at your numbers again, and will you agree to a 10 to 15 minute support call? And maybe there's directors in here, you'll go to your upper level today and you'll say, okay, I need a support call. I feel like we need to have an altar call right now. Are y'all like hallelujah waving? Or, okay. Yes. Shout it out and then I'll repeat it.
Just, so what you're saying is support calls are really the calls we're making. That's all we're making, the calls. Those calls. That's it. But if these people who want to get everybody else, the email, Facebook,
the support calls are to your 20% that are wanting growth and wanting to be consistent. Some will be wanting to promote. Good question. Good question. She said, is this in place of a step-up program? And I know everybody kind of names these things differently. Here's the beauty. This is your one-on-one connection with people that want to get more. A step-up program is where we bring people together, a group of people that have a common goal, and let those numbers work for you. Let them cheer each other on. You know, right? Share ideas. That the training resources that I referenced, remember I said, Reagan, this isn't where we talk about host coaching. If you have a step-up program going or a weekly conference call going with your group of your 20%, that's where you handle the skills. That's where, in a group, because do you ever get tired of saying the same thing over and over and over? You don't have time to call 10 people, 12 people. If you have a large organization and you're doing 10 to 12 support calls a month, all the other 10 to 15 minutes, you don't have time to teach host coaching and drill host coaching. So you really do need to have those conference calls set up for the 20%. And what I used to do is rotate 5 skills every Sunday night for 1 hour between me and my directors. Host coaching, inform, invite, interview, or bookings really. Bookings, host coaching, inform, invite, interview. Over and over, and we just cycle it so that I always had a place to reference my 20% to go to strengthen that skill. They were generating ideas, they were talking about it, so we were honing those skills. You focus on those 5 skills, those numbers on that tracker will go up. Good question. And I think my time's up, but we'll take a couple more questions.
on this tracker, you have to answer yes and no, but what's the question you're asking? Yes or no?
Oh, good question. I only put yes or no in there because I didn't know how to type a check mark. So all that means is yes, I talked to them after that show. No, I didn't. I know. My system really is easy, okay? Any other questions? Yes. Real quick, we've just got a couple more questions. You guys have been so attentive.
So it's a 90-day monthly tracking program, so every month you'll have some people in their first month of tracking, some in their second month of tracking, and some in their third month of tracking.
Yeah, but it really doesn't matter because it's all the same thing. We're just calling them after their shows. Yeah. Let me say this in closing because this just happened. When Terry Spear was up here, where's Terry? And I hugged you and I just said, you're an amazing leader. There was something I observed and brought tears to my eyes as I was sitting in my chair. But did you guys see her standing here with her 2 directors here? And she was literally mouthing quietly. Did you guys saw it up front? And you guys would not have seen it, and maybe you didn't notice it. But literally mouthing words to say for her to say. And just guiding them. And notice that she said, I'm going to ask them questions so they can feel comfortable. I remember that. I remember when I was kind of slightly pushed to do something that I was uncomfortable with. You guys have the awesome privilege of the mentorship, the development of people, helping people do things they've never done before. And that's what these career path discussions are about. It's a privilege to be able to sit with people and say, I believe in you, and I want to help you get something that you've never had before. Experience a feeling of confidence that you've never had before. And I hope that you get that. It's a system. Yes, it is a system. But it's just all about people. And I want you to feel organized with how you implement this system. And speaking of organization, this is a great segue for our next segment. So I'm really excited for you to hear about how you can feel organized with using this system. So thank you again for inviting me to be here. I've enjoyed being with all of you.